Hey everyone, welcome back. Our last guest is a Bronxite who, for the past 20 years, has dedicated her life to uplifting the youth through her spoken word, teaching as an educational associate, and as the creative director of Miss Abby's Kids organization. She's also recognized for holding her weekly forum Tuesday night expressions that helps bring awareness to mental health in the Black and Brown communities through real life teachings. And here now to tell us more, we welcome Artist Up. Hello and welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I am truly humbled and grateful to be a part of this show and to share my insight on things. So thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And it's a wonderful way for us to close out the show. I mean, this whole show has been themed an activist show, a show of activism and activating and hopefully we'll be reaching the next generation so that this doesn't continue to repeat itself. And so we are going through some really trying times, and I know that you've dedicated your life's work to educating the next generation. So let's talk a little bit about your approach.
Yes, absolutely. So I started out public speaking when I was really young, probably about 9 years old. My first speech was actually in Lehman College, and the adrenaline I got and the response, it was so amazing to see my peers so interested in what I had to say about sustaining important relationships and staying in school and what it's like to do research and read and just stay abreast on things that may not be in the books per se. So I started out public speaking. Then I started doing poetry and writing and performing and being in the arts. And for me, that was a way to really show expression to its highest extent and not keep it all bottled up inside and express smoothly. And I love the nonprofit work. I love working, hitting the ground, being on the front lines, just being a voice and also a body out in the field.
Right, and also being accessible, because that's the key, right? Being able to let them know, and I'm referencing the next generation, that we're the same in a sense,
Yes,
right? I love
absolutely.
that your mission is to really approach the mental health aspect of it, the mental wellness, and that you coming from this real life perspective.
Yes, because I find that in the black and brown communities at times it's like what happens at home stays at home. And seeking help, therapy, a psychologist, a psychiatrist is not really something that is pushed upon, and it really hurts people and families and youth not to be able to talk about the things that are bothering them and the emotional pain. So I find that when you show people that you can be transparent and the youth that it is okay to speak up and speak out, that less crime happens, more self worth develops, and when people believe in themselves, they are unstoppable. So, as long as the youth know that what they're going through is important not only not only them, that their feelings are valid and it's okay to express them, but to the communities in which they live, then it's very important. As I grew up in the poorest congressional district, I find that a lot of programs were cut, and that's how we really got into the nonprofit portion and just creating programs where youth can have something to look forward to and build within themselves.
So before we go, because of what you're talking about, I want to make sure that anybody listening who may need this outlet is informed about your Tuesday night expressions, because you do it in different forms there.
Yes, I do. So, before this pandemic was happening, I was holding it on a Third Avenue over in the Bronx in Flavor's Restaurant. It was just about to hit a year, and it was started to bring awareness to mental health in the Black and Brown communities and suicide amongst young women, as the numbers are astronomically rising, and people aren't really talking about it too much. Since it's been over 415 first timers on the mic. London, people from London have heard about it and come to see what was the hype all about. And I was very happy that it was a great experience. And 11 people have received services, mental health services, from coming and joining and networking at Tuesday Night Expression. So now I hold it, not every single Tuesday, but I hold it online virtually now. And the 1 year anniversary was last week. So next week, I will be holding Tuesday Night Expressions online. It'll be live on the Facebook page, which is Tuesday Night Expressions. So for people to join, participate, and watch.
And so before we go, let's because we're going to close out very powerfully with your song. And it's such it's amazing how the universe just works everything out for us, because the song that you're going to perform for us kind of sums up pretty much where we are right now in society.
Absolutely. So I wrote this piece about 4 years ago, and it was a collective of things that was happening at the time that made me write it. I was marching. I was seeing firsthand, the families of people who were murdered by police brutality, such as Eric Gardner. It took me 9 hours. I wrote this piece 9 hours. It took me to write this piece, with a lot of just watching videos of Emmett Till, watching over and over what happened to Eric Gardner, and actually the line where I say, get the dogs, the colors is coming. My late mother, we were talking one time before she passed, and she said, she grew up down south in South Carolina, and she said, when I would cross the property of the mailman to go to school, the kids would yell, get the dogs, the coloreds are coming. And so that's really how that piece, They Run, came about. And I think it's really unfortunate that I can update that with names such as Breonna Taylor and George Floyd.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. Um, are you ready to present it?
Yes, I am.
All right. All right, mi gente, here to perform. They Run. Let's give it up for Artist Up.
America. Depending on how you spell it, ICA or KKK makes all the difference to the end of your day. America, where babies are assassinated for buying Skittles and iced tea, yet their murderers get to walk scot-free. America, where there's a Nipsey in every hood near you, yet they don't get supported because the media has to tell you who's who. America, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, except George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Eric Gardner, Amadou Diallo, Tamir Rice, Sandra Bland, and Junior Black. Get the dogs, the coloreds are coming. They run. Hey, these parts you don't belong around, boy. They run. Hey, that water you drinking ain't for colored folk. They run. The fire burns from Emmett Lewis Till to Philando Castile. The pain, even I feel, is real. Unfortunately, 1985 wasn't year enough to stop the blood of my ancestors' overspill. So 30 years later, I run. But not from the dogs, or crossing the white folk property, or drinking from the fountain labeled whites only. I run for my unborn's possibility. I run for the youth I teach. I run for my niece, who I know I've already reached. I'm humbled by modern day kings like my son Lennon, who march making it clear: no justice, no peace, no racist police. And modern day queens like Shaniqua Charles, who remind us on the daily that we don't have nothing to lose but our chains. You see, your permission doesn't need to be given. I run to rid myself of misguided traditions. No more sitting around the table under the pretenses that thanks was given. No more leaving cookies and milk for old Saint Nick, because the exchange of priceless gifts for 7 days is what I'm with. I ran right into my consciousness with every experience, leaving me a tighter grip. Ashe.
Artist Up. Ashe, sister. Ashe.
Thank you.
Oh gosh, you guys, Artist Up. She's going to be performing virtually for the Credible Messenger Justice Center. The event is titled Sustaining Trust in a Changing World, and her work can also be found on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon, Tidal, and Deezer. And be sure to follow her on Instagram at artist_up. All right, that's our show today, mi gente. Thanks to all our guests for coming through, and to you, our viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out the recablecast tonight, 24 hours a day, at bronxnet.tv. I'm Rhina Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide peace, prosperity, y amor. Stay blessed and stay strong. Power to the people.